mine, Muse, started his journey to Jinja on a ship called SS Dalala. This had sailed from Bombay to Mombasa on 23rd November 1942. It was carrying almost 1,000 passengers. They had just finished celebrating Guru Nanak Dev Ji's Gurpurab at midnight, soon after their ship was torpedoed by World War II Japanese submarine. At about 1 o'clock, they were hit again by the second torpedo. Their ship sank. Their ship sank. He was stranded in sea for 2 days and 1 night. He was one of the 600 survivors to rescue by the Royal Navy of HM Birmingham, which took him back to Bombay. He did not give up. After some time, he started his journey again and arrived in Jinja. What a courage. Both of my parents are with me here today. My mother, this glitter on my turban, she did the first time. I keep her memory all the time. She's with me today also. This kada was the one which my father was wearing when his ship sank in that ocean. He is with me today. They're alive. They was raised and out. My mother is with me. My father is with me today still. He said one thing to me: do not fear death. Let the death fear you and believe in Almighty. I love you, Papa. I love you, Papa.
Good for you.
Now, I don't know how many of you had the pleasure of meeting Malkit's dad, Mr. Didar Singh Sondh. Like, I was fortunate to meet him, I think it was in the 60s again. We all love to hunt. Many of us here in the room, I know, were hunters too. Malkit one day came up to me and he said, Zen, if you have any spare guinea fowls, keep 2 for my dad. I said, no problem, because we always had extras. The following weekend, when we were returning from our hunt, I said, I'll stop at Malkit's house, which I did. And I knocked on the door. And to my bad luck, none of these guys were home, but his dad alone. So I went up to the door and I said, Mr. Singh, this is for you. And I was turning to go. He said, no, wait, come in. So in those days, you never said no to your elders. You know what would happen to you. So now I went in with the guinea fowls to Malkit's house, and his dad told me to sit down. He just pointed to the seat, and whenever they point, you sat down fast, which I did. And he said, have a drink. So he said, what are you going to have? And those days, in my early 20s, my favorite drink was Fanta and Pepsi. So I sat down there, he brings out 2 glasses, and he kept one in front of him and one in front of me. Then he reached out at the cabinet, and out came the bottle of Johnny Walker. So I said, wow, this is the first time I'm seeing Johnny Walker, black. He took his glass, and now you all know what a sink dose is. He started pouring his shot, and you know how they measure. Wherever your 3 fingers end, that's the size of the peg. Now, I did mention that I'll have a Pepsi, so he took the second glass, and I thought he was going to put a Pepsi in it. So he took my glass, and I got the same dose. And I'm saying, oh my God, what am I going to do? I've never had any scotch in my life. So I said, best thing for me to do is watch Malkit's dad, and I'll do whatever he does. So what he did, he said, cheers. I said, cheers. And he put the glass to his mouth, and it was slow, like this. I did the same. And in the corner of my eye, I'm watching when he's going to stop, which he didn't. So when he kept the glass down, there was only that much in my glass. Wow. Within a few minutes, everything was going around. And I'm saying, God, Jinja is a beautiful town to live in. And I didn't want to drop in front of Malkit's dad out of respect. So I had to think fast. So I stood up and I said, Mr. Singh, listen, I have to go. I'm late. I'm going to church and I have to pick my father. And he knew my dad very well. So he said, okay, but come back again. I said, fine, I'll be back. I managed to make it to my car. Just managed, I reversed it out, and not far from Malkit's house was a big mavuli tree. I parked there, and it was the best 45 minutes sleep I ever had to sober down. Well, in all seriousness, Malkit mentioned to us about his dad. how he escaped death on his way to Africa. Now, he didn't give up there. He did come back, I don't know after how long, made it to Jinja, and he started his construction business. With his hard work and honesty, he was a very, very successful businessman. And he was a very generous man at the same time. He did a lot for the Sikh community in Jinja, for the Sikh community in Kampala, and in other smaller places too. And he also helped the Goan Institute in Jinja. Now, he was also a very generous man, and that generosity has been passed on to Malkit, which is evident today for this wonderful evening that we have had.
I would like to recognize and acknowledge tonight the generosity of Malkit's dad, Mr. Didar Singh, who on several occasions has come to the aid of the Uganda Hockey Association with his large donations to defray the costs whenever any international team from India or Pakistan or elsewhere visited Uganda. We players did not know what went on behind the scenes and the organizing work that was done by the UHA executive. We just trained hard and gave our best on the field. But these visits were made possible because of Malkit's dad's generous donations, and it gave us, the players, the exposure, expertise, and finesse to other international hockey players. Can we please put our hands together for Mr. Didar Singh?
Everybody's talking about hockey this, hockey that. He's much, much more than that. Those of you got children in this room, put your hands up. Those who got children. All of you got children. This man taught me how to love your mom and dad. I'm a chief of surgery. I just took my mom. Mom is 85, dad is 90. She requested, please take me to India. This man took 2 months of his life to an India trip. All because this man. I watched him. His mother was very sick when we were young. Remember, Kita? People don't mention it. I remember as a young guy, we were neighbors, so we go to his house. He had a sick mother. Kite never showed that in public, but he took care of his sick mother. You know, we sitting in his room, you cannot buy it. You guys, I learned from this guy. Kite, thank you.